And we're talking about the first time they get a posture picture, which is when PC what? What's it called in the system?
PC.
PCC. What does the C stand for?
Corrective.
So bring me the arc over there, Jessica. If you're watching this video, I want to put everyone on the spot. So the PCC would be the first time they get a posture picture is in corrective care. Do they get one in the first 4 months? No. So what's important about the PCC and the posture picture? They need to be explained really well the first time. So everyone on the team should be able to explain a posture picture. If the doctors are in a pickle, the clinic is really busy and popping, and we don't have time to cover them, maybe we have other demands, we can call on a student intern, we can call on checkout CA, check-in CA, anyone can take one, right? And so oftentimes the check-in CA, you're the one taking the picture, and if you're the one explaining the picture to them, then it would sound something like this. Lauren, we're gonna go through those posture pictures that I took on the last visit, okay? And what we're doing on the posture is we're actually looking at, like, the posture pictures are like the window to our spine. So without having to take x-rays all the time, the doctors and the team can tell if you're holding adjustments and if there's things that are shifting. When you look at the posture picture and you're looking at this one here, this is you from front to back. And so that little green line you see, we're looking at to see if you're deviated from that. Most importantly, your shoulders, your chest, and your torso should be level left and right. And that's what we're looking to see if you're having any lean. They would call that like compensation. Sometimes it's called an antalgic posture. And those are signs of the spine still shifting, okay? So you can see here that the shoulders, the torso, and the waist look really good. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm just making an ideal one up so you understand it. The side one is arguably the most important. The side one tells us if what's called a plumb line, and there's a line that goes down between the ear, imaginary to the shoulder, to the hip bone, and then down past the knee and to the bone in your ankle. And anything forward of that line is what we call anterior head carriage, and that's commonly known as like tech neck, right? Or maybe like hunchback. We're looking to see that ear and the shoulder line up right on top of one another. And you can see here that's really good. And then down through the, obviously, the hip behind the knee into the ankle. Really cautious on this one. If you're showing it on this is the app, it's better with the printout version like the doctors have, because on the printout version, it's going to give you some better landmines and pictures to go off of. So let me show an example of one.
Leon had one today.
Just keep it going. I'll show you right now, because I can tell you that this one was just done recently, and we'll pop it up so you can see it live. All right, so posture picture right here. When you see it on the doctor's screen, you can actually see there's a model next to it. And this is better because then you can tell the patient, see how that model has a level shoulder, chest, and torso? That's what you're looking for. So this particular patient looks really, really good across the chest, torso, and the hip. Now, they've recently added one down the bottom. Be careful with that one because if the patient's just not standing level, it's going to show them being cockeyed, so you want to make sure they're standing level. The side one, though, is what I'm referring to. There's a plumb line, that green line. You have the ear and shoulder, and then you have behind the elbow to the hip, behind the knee, and to the ankle should be lined up. Anything forward of that line is not good. This is a 0.21. They're 0.21 drift. What do we want to be less than, team? What's acceptable to me? If they're drifting a little forward, but it's less than point what? Dr. John?
10 millimeters.
0.5. 0.5 on that, I'm good with it, because 0.5 is pretty solid. 0 is awesome, right? But you want to look for that. And then what would be some tips you would give the patient if they were, say, over 0.5?
Last week we were saying that we would ask them if they've been using their Denny roll.
Bingo. If they have a Denny roll, yeah, that's a great one, right? And then what about their exercises? What's the one exercise tip there?
YWT.
YWT, what do they do with their chin? Yeah, because when you take your chin and you do this, you tuck it, the ear approaches the shoulders. Do you all understand that? Mm-hmm. And that's that alignment, right? They're not walking around like this all day. It's the exercise they're doing. When they're doing the exercise, it's that hold that develops the strength in the muscles and the ligaments to keep that in alignment. So that's the PCC. They're hearing it for the first time. Whereas someone that's a PCW and M, now, can I have that chart, please? Now they're in wellness or maintenance care. They've had a posture picture before. To drive value in a wellness or maintenance patient, you need to let them know that, hey, Michael, we're doing your posture. picture assessment again. You had it last visit. I'm going to cover it. And the reason we're doing that is because typically you're going to get them seasonally, and right now we're going into spring and summer, and later in the year you're going to get one in the fall and winter. What's the difference, Michael?
I get my movements get relaxed and I get stay inside too much. Less
Yeah,
movement.
a lot of people in fall and winter sit too much, right?
Yeah.
They get sedentary, so bad habits come back, and then your spinal alignment starts to be pulled back out. So it's really important you understand when we do these what time of year it is, and you're really striving to have awesome posture all year long. That helps you hold your spinal alignment. Okay, then you just pop it back up and go through the exact same thing. You don't have to necessarily. Sometimes you'll see me do the windows of the spine, even on a wellness or maintenance patient that maybe hasn't heard it for a while. It's never a bad thing to say that. But the first time that you do it on a PCC, it's a little slower process. You're really taking time to show the lines, you're really helping them understand that. Almost always, Jenny roll recommendations when the head's drifting forward and YWTL. If someone's like this, you'll see that too, like the pooch. That's when you just got to suck the belly in and engage the abs again. And I'll also give them to do squats where they squat down and they can put pressure on the inside of their knees and hold it out like that. And because if you're in that position, Lauren, is your pelvis tilted? No, because you're going to fall over. So you're leveled out and you're balancing, right? And so those are really rock solid tips to give a patient. If you see that they're here or you see they have a little lean, sometimes you'll see a lean in that pelvis where they're leaning one way or the other. And then I always tell patients in that particular instance to get in front of a mirror and do your YWTL. You'll see clearly if you have a lean, you won't even know it. Oh my gosh, I am leaning. Then you have to self-correct. It's like being in the gym and someone's spotting you, like, hey, Michael, your right side, you're dragging. No, I'm not. And because you can't feel it. And like, yeah, you are. Here's level. Whoa, that feels weird.
Yeah.
And that's compensation, the muscles. So the same thing happens in your exercise. Zoom in front of a mirror. That's another like pro tip. Okay? Good work.
Let me show you real quick here how on the tablet you can pull it up, PDF. So you just hit, there's a tab right here. It says generate PDF. Then you hit posture screen 2, PDF report.
Oh, nice.
And then it comes up just like that. Yep. And so you even have the bigger ones, but as Dr. Himsel said, having the model over here the very first time is very helpful. But after that, I pull up the big one, so it's so much easier for the patients to see exactly what's going on and then do exactly what you were talking about.
And the other thing, too, is the doctor's screen, you can actually squeeze and open and so it's easier in the doctor's screen to show one. But I just want to make sure that check-in CA, check-out CA, tech CA, student intern, all of them understand that when you should be able to explain that at any given time, and that usually happens when you just pull them off to the side at the front desk.